Hello everyone, welcome. And today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 4, whose title is Reproductive Health. Well, those who have been watching these videos, we have already covered the third chapter, that is human reproduction, okay, or reproduction in humans. Now, this is the last and chapter of this unit. And in this chapter called Reproductive Health, we are mainly going to study about the reproductive health and different kind of contraceptive methods. Okay, so the main focus will be on contraceptive methods and on assisted reproductive techniques. Okay, so the main point is we are going to talk about the contraceptive methods and assisted reproductive techniques, as in how to help the infertile couples or the couples who are facing problem in conceiving. Okay, anyway, let us begin this chapter. This chapter starts with some introduction about what is the need, what is reproductive health, and things like that. Okay, where we are mainly going to talk in context of India. Okay, let's see. So the very first question is, what is reproductive health? Now, if we go through NCERT, what we find is reproductive health is the healthy reproductive organs with normal functions. Okay, so we define reproductive health as the healthy reproductive organs with normal functions, as in reproductive health is the health of reproductive organs, okay, with their normal function, that is normal reproductive capability. So anybody who have healthy reproductive organs and is well capable of producing young ones or have the capacity to reproduce is considered to be reproductively healthy. Okay, now this is a very crude definition. When we go to WHO, that is a World Health Organization, the WHO gives another definition. Okay, and this definition is more elaborate. It says that, look at here, it says that reproductive health means a total well-being. Okay, it says that reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction. Okay, those of you who think that reproduction is all about the reproductive organs and only the physical thing, no, let me tell you, no. Okay, reproduction is not only a physical process, but it is also emotional, behavioral, and social process. Okay, so when the WHO says that reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, they mean the physical, emotional, behavioral, and social aspects. Okay, याद रखिएगा, ये NCERT की line है, therefore it is very, very important. Okay. So, as per WHO guidelines, the definition of reproductive health is the total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, and that should cover the physical, emotional, behavioral, and social well-being. Okay, what does this mean? This means that any society, okay, any society in which the people of that society have healthy reproductive organs with their normal functions, okay, and in that society talking and discussing about the sexual problems or about the reproductive organs is not considered to be a taboo, or it is not considered to be bad. Okay, it can be openly discussed in a healthy discussion or in a healthy environment where there is no biasness on the basis of gender or their pregnancy or or any of the reproductive ailment. Okay, so people are not going to judge you on the basis of any kind of reproductive ailment. The society is well accepting about the sexual education, the sexual debates, okay, about pregnancy, about giving equal opportunity to the both the genders, Okay, such a society will be considered as reproductively healthy society. Okay, and this is as per the WHO. Okay, now if we look at this definition is enormous. It is covering every aspect of the reproduction. Okay, it is not only affecting it is not only covering the physical but also the behavioral, social, and the emotional part. Great. Now, if we consider different societies that are present on this planet, what we find is most of them are not reproductively healthy. Why? Because in most of such societies, talking about sex, okay, talking about reproductive organs is considered to be a taboo. Okay, it is a taboo. People do not openly talk about them, discuss about them, okay, or share the right information about them. Therefore, most of the societies are not reproductively healthy. Okay, especially when we see in context of India, we are lagging far behind. Okay, now in India, when we got independence in 1957, the conditions were far worse. Okay, the females were not allowed, or they were not discussing about sexual problems, especially they have a lot of menstrual problems. There was such a taboo. The society has not been accepting, and therefore the female were not been able to express themselves, about able to discuss their problems with their own female counterparts or even the doctors. Okay, so there was a big taboo in our country, in our society, and therefore the government of India realized all these problems and launched the program called Family Planning Program, okay, in 1951. Now, keep the timeline in your head, right? 1947 we got independence, right? 1951 is the year when we became republic, and this was the same year when in India the Indian government launched the family planning programs. Now it was a very forward program because India was the first country to launch such a reproductive program, despite being a third world country at that time, which was underdeveloped, not even developing. Okay, it was the first country on this globe to launch the family planning programs. Okay, none of these advanced countries or any other country had such a program by then. Okay, so it was a very forward and very good decision of the government, and it was a very good move to launch such programs because the Indian society was really in need of these programs. Okay, and we are still in need of such programs. Okay, now in 1951, when this family planning was introduced in our country, the objectives were very clear. Okay, what were the objectives? The objectives were to avoid the unwanted birth. Okay, it was to avoid unwanted birth. See, there are two kind of births. Okay, one is wanted and second is unwanted. Now you can also consider as wanted pregnancy and unwanted pregnancy. Okay, so what we wanted is to avoid the unwanted pregnancy, at the same time to care about the wanted pregnancy. ठीक है, तो इन दोनों चीजों को हमने ऑब्जेक्टिव में रखा था इन दी फैमिली प्लानिंग प्रोग्राम ऑफ 1951. Okay, to avoid unwanted birth as well as to give support to the wanted birth, so that जो wanted birth है वो किसी वजह से abort ना हो जाए या उसको कोई problem ना हो. ठीक है? Great. Secondly, what we wanted is to space out between the two pregnancies. See, if you go in the rural areas or where the people are not educated, such couples, what you'll find is every year the female is producing a baby. Okay, so the difference or the space between two children is very less, and this makes a lot of problem for both the children and the mother. ठीक है? She is not able to feed them properly. She herself becomes weak. She is unable to take care of the previous child. Okay, and that becomes a lot of problem. As a result, there has been a high net death of the infants. Okay, so high natality rate. Sorry, not natality, infant mortality rate. Okay, initially. So during 1950s, the infant mortality rate in India was really high. Okay, and to cut down on this rate, to decrease or to lower the rate of infant mortality or the uh, mortality of the pregnant women, it was required to maintain a particular interval between two pregnancies, okay, to space out between two pregnancies. And this was one of the objective of this family planning. How to do it, we will see later, okay, by introducing the birth control methods, or what we've known as contraceptive methods, okay. Well, so these two, the third objective of these programs were to determine the number of children in the family, okay, and it is very much important from the planning perspective, okay. Therefore, this was the third objective, to determine the number of children in each family, okay. Now, in order to educate people, in order to keep a check on the number of children in the family, to keep a check on the size of the family, there has been slogans from the government such as "Do ya teen bus." Okay, so this was in 1970. Okay, so the government gave this slogan that "Do ya teen bus," matlab either you have 2 or 3 children, not more than that. Okay, now remember, this was the time when people used to have dozens of kids. Okay, there were couples having 13, 14, 15, even 20 kids. So the first thing government did is to educate people and to make them aware about the goodness of a smaller family, okay, and ask them to go for only 2 or 3 child at max, not more than that. Okay, do not explode the population. Great. Now, this 1951 family planning programs were good everywhere. Every year they were revised, or in one decade they were revised, and new things as per requirement were added. Now, by 1977, the family planning program was removed, or you can say renamed, okay, with more objectives in it, as family welfare program. Okay, so now from family planning, it become family welfare program. Okay, now what is the difference between the two? If we look at minutely, what we find is family planning was mainly focused on spacing out between the two children and in controlling the family size. Okay, और इसीलिए क्या होता था कि फैमिली प्लानिंग में मेनली हम लोगों ने टर्मिनल मेथड्स यूज किए थे. ओके, टर्मिनल मेथड्स ऑफ बर्थ कंट्रोल, ये हम लोग इसी चैप्टर में बाद में पढ़ेंगे कि व्हाट आर टर्मिनल मेथड्स. बेसिकली आप लोगों ने सुन रखा होगा अबाउट द वैसेक्टोमी एंड ट्यूबेक्टोमी, है ना. तो वैसेक्टोमी और ट्यूबेक्टोमी जो है, vasectomy हम यूज करते हैं for the male and tubectomy for the female. These are the permanent methods of birth control, and these were being exercised in the family planning, है ना. So that अगर हम ये terminal methods या permanent method of birth control use करेंगे, तो now the couple will not be able to reproduce or produce more kids, okay, so as to control the size of the population of our country. Okay, this was the main goal of family planning. Now, what is the family welfare programs? Now, it is more focused on the welfare of the family. Okay, so that उनका economic, education wise हर तरह से उनका welfare हो. Okay, और इसके लिए जरूरी था कि family की size भी क्या रहे, छोटी रहे, so that there will be less expenses, right? So we can increase the prosperity and the happiness and the health, okay, the overall living standard of the family. So family welfare programs were a little different from the family planning programs. After 1977, again, these programs were kept on revising, changing, and later they changed into reproductive and child health care programs, so called RCH programs. ठीक है, तो RCH program क्या है? Reproductive and child health care program. Now again, this program is more devoted on the reproductive health as well as on the health of the newborn or the children and the mother, the newly mother. So now we are more focused on reproductive health, okay, which was from initial times. So their reproductive health, their capacity to reproduce, okay. Then we focused on the caring during their pregnancy, then post-pregnancy, providing care and support to the newborn as well as to the mother. These all are included in the reproductive and child health care programs. Okay, let us see what are the objectives of this program, what we cover in these programs. ठीक है, तो इन programs में क्या देखा हमने, इनके जो objectives हैं अगर उसको हम देखें तो first objective is to improve the quality of life, है ना, quality of life of the entire family. ठीक है, क्योंकि बच्चे से या माँ से सिर्फ बच्चा और माँ नहीं, पूरी फैमिली अफेक्ट होती है ना, तो हमें पूरी फैमिली की क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ को इंप्रूव करना है, मेनली बाय इंप्रूविंग द क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ ऑफ द न्यूबॉर्न एंड द मदर और द प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन. ठीक है, तो दिस वाज फर्स्ट थिंग. हाउ वी अचीव इट? by providing facilities and support, okay, for creating reproductively healthy society. ठीक है, तो इसको हम कैसे करें? How to create or to support the creation of reproductively healthy society. याद कीजिए, reproductively healthy society वो है which is going to cover a lot of things such as physical, behavioral, social and emotional well-beingness, right? इन सब को कवर करना है आपको in a reproductively healthy society. और ये सब कैसे आएगा? Mainly by educating the society, है ना, educating the society about the reproductive health, okay, about the gender equality, about the providing equal opportunity to both the genders, okay, by educating the people how to take care the newborn and the mother or the pregnant woman, okay, by changing the social mindset, okay, that talking about reproductive organs is not bad, okay, so that it will no more a taboo. So it requires a lot of teaching and awareing the society. Okay, apart from that, the second aspect is to increase and to build the medical infrastructure to support and to provide care to the pregnant women or to tackle the reproductive organ problems, STDs, okay, or to provide care to the newborn and the mother, to provide immunization to them and things like that, okay, even in some cases to take care about the abortions, okay, about monitoring the developing fetus, as well as about providing means of contraception. These all are required, okay, and the RCH programs mainly focus on these. Okay, let us see one by one. So first objective was to improve the quality of life, and second was providing facilities and support for creating a reproductively healthy society. Okay, third one is to create awareness among people about reproductive health. How we do it? We will do it by introducing sex education in schools. Okay, apart from that, to create awareness among people, the government and non-government, okay, non-government agencies such as the NGOs, okay, non-government organizations, okay, so various NGOs and government platforms come together, okay, and they start educating people or making people aware through print media, through electronic media, okay, through educating people, okay, or by spreading the mouth of word through relatives, through friends, through teachers, okay, whosoever can do it. Okay, now what they did initially in 1980, again they came up with a new slogan in print media, and they said that son or daughter, two will do, है ना. देखिए पहले उन्होंने बोला था 1970 में 2 या 3 बस, यानी कि वो 3 तक थे. अब उन्होंने क्या कहा, 2 बस, है ना. बेटा हो या बेटी, 2 काफी है. Okay, this is what they said in 1980. Son or daughter, two will do. Now this gave 2 messages. Number 1 कि 2 बच्चे काफी हैं, और दूसरा कि लड़का हो या लड़की दोनों बराबर हैं. Do not make difference between them. Son or daughter, two will do. बेटा हो या बेटी हो, 2 काफी हैं. Correct? Now उसके साथ एक और स्लोगन आया बीच में, एंड दैट स्लोगन वाज सेकंड आफ्टर 3 years, मतलब दूसरा 3 साल के बाद. मतलब एक बच्चा हो गया और दूसरे बच्चे में कम से कम 3 साल का अंतर होना चाहिए. दैट इज टू मेक इंटरवल ऑफ 3 years बिटवीन 2 consecutive pregnancies or 2 children. ठीक है. लेटर ऑन एक और आया स्लोगन, एंड दिस स्लोगन सेड हम दो हमारे दो, जो कि मोस्ट ऑफ लोगों ने सुन रखा होगा. ओके, थोड़ा रिसेंट है ये. तो हम दो हमारे दो, अगेन इट इज अ वे ऑफ गवर्नमेंट टू एम्फेसाइज कि सिर्फ 2 ही बच्चे करें आप, है ना. 2 से अधिक बच्चे मत पैदा कीजिए. Why? Again, to control the size of the population of our country. Okay, because large population is a problem. Okay, skilled small problem is an asset. ठीक है, great. Now further to achieve the objectives of RCH programs, there were introduction of sex education in schools, है ना. तो फिर स्कूल में हमने क्या किया, they started teaching about the reproductive organs. ठीक है, तो जो भी आपके kids हैं who are in their adolescence, है ना, यानी कि 10th क्लास के बच्चे, ओके, या फिर 9th 10th 11th 12th, ये जो बच्चे हैं इनको हमने स्कूल में पढ़ाना या फिर उनको हमने सेक्स एजुकेशन देना चालू किया है. और इसमें क्या हम बताते हैं, अबाउट रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन्स, अबाउट द ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन और रिप्रोडक्शन इन अदर एनिमल्स. ओके, व्हाट इज एडोलेसेंस, what changes a person go during adolescence, है ना. और उसमें हम लोग ये भी बताते हैं कि adolescence के टाइम पे there are hormonal changes जिसकी वजह से mood swings होते हैं. there is a high risk of the children to get into wrong company, okay, and they may get addicted to drugs. They start trying drugs or other things like tobacco, alcohol and things like that. So to prevent them, okay, not to become prey of that, ठीक है, इन सब चीजों में नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए, ये सब बुरी चीजें हैं. उसके अलावा we started teaching these kids about the hygienic sexual practices, okay, how to maintain sexual hygiene, and about different sexually transmitting diseases, that is STD. So in this we also teach about how these STDs is spread, how to stop them, okay, how to take care of yourself. ठीक है, तो ये सारा कुछ बताया जाता है in sex education. Why it is important? It is important because if you do not have the right education, हमने क्या देखा कि जो भी बच्चे हैं जिनको प्रॉपर सेक्स एजुकेशन नहीं है, ऑब्वियसली ये एज ऐसा है कि दे विल गेट टू नो, दे आर क्यूरियस, सो दे विल गेट सम और द अदर इंफॉर्मेशन व्हिच माइट बी करेक्ट और नॉट करेक्ट. दे मे फॉल प्रे ऑफ द मिथ्स एंड मिसकॉन्सेप्शंस व्हिच इज रियली बैड. ओके, तो इस मिथ्स एंड मिसकंसेप्शन से बचाने के लिए, उनको सही जानकारी देने के लिए द सेक्स एजुकेशन इन स्कूल्स वर स्टार्टेड. ओके, नॉट ओनली दिस, ये जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं they also went on to another level and they started educating the new couples मतलब जिनकी नई नई शादी हुई है, okay, or people in marriageable age, right? Marriageable age as in people from 18 and onwards. ये जो भी लोग हैं या जो नए शादीशुदे वाले लोग हैं, उन लोगों को we started educating them, making them aware about reproductive health. Okay, so we started teaching them about different methods of birth control. Okay, और ये जो different methods of birth control हैं, some are permanent, some are temporary. और जो temporary birth control के methods हैं, actually since ये temporary है, they can be used to space between two pregnancies. ठीक है, so suppose there is a couple who have one child and the government is saying that please plan another baby only after 3 years. So they are going to teach them how to avoid pregnancy, okay, or methods of contraception for this period of 3 years. ठीक है, तो ये सब कुछ हमने उनको बताना चालू किया, उनको समझाना चालू किया. Okay, so we started educating and making them aware about the methods of birth control, both permanent and the temporary ones. ठीक है, not only this, we also started teaching them about the benefits of the small family. Okay, so that these new couples or the people who are about to get married, they must know the benefits of this small family so that they will not produce more than 2 kids. Okay, तो फैमिली को कंट्रोल करने के लिए हमने उन्हें फायदे बताने चालू किए कि छोटी फैमिली के क्या फायदे हैं. एट द सेम टाइम वी आल्सो एम्फसाइज्ड, दिस प्रोग्राम्स आल्सो एम्फसाइज्ड ऑन द डिमेरिट्स ऑफ large size population. Okay, that is the demerits of producing more kids. ठीक है, तो क्या क्या दिक्कतें आती हैं. Not only this, these people were also being educated about how to care a pregnant women, because याद कीजिए कि ये वो लोग हैं जो या तो शादीशुदा हैं या फिर नियर फ्यूचर में उनकी शादी होने वाली है. करेक्ट. So in some time they are going to get pregnant. Okay, so they are being taught about how to take care of pregnant women. Okay, not only that, how to take care of the mother and the child, यानी कि child birth के बाद जो infant है and mother है उनका कैसे ध्यान रखना है. Importance of breastfeeding, है ना, क्योंकि कई जगह पे हम लोग देखते हैं कि जो फीमेल्स हैं वो ब्रेस्ट फीड करना नहीं पसंद करती हैं, बट it is really important for both the child and the mother to breastfeed. Okay, it is incredibly good thing to do both for the child and the mother. So we started educating and making these people aware of the importance and the goodness of breastfeeding. ठीक है. Not only this, also to provide equal opportunity to the boy and girl. देखिए आज भी आप लोग सुनते होंगे या न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ते होंगे, और many of you may have experience as well, कि in our country, in our society, the male and female are not treated equally. I'm not saying in each and every family or society in India, but in a lot of societies and family of India, the male and female are not given equal platforms, not given equal opportunity. They are not treated equally. Okay, which is not a good thing. So under these programs, we started educating people, okay, about providing the equal opportunity to the boy and girl, not to discriminate between the two. The two are in a way equal. Okay, they both are equal in each and every sense. Okay, so you should not discriminate, you should provide equal opportunity to both of them, and they can be as wonderful as a boy or a girl can be. Great. So this was one part. Apart from that, we also started educating these people about the immunization programs. Okay, so what is immunization, why it is important, what are different programs, where you can get it. Okay, so this all kind of information has been given to these people, so that in near future when they have kids, they can take care and manage their family well. ठीक है. So this is one thing. Now immunization is very important. ठीक है, हम लोग बाद में देखेंगे कि Indian government invests a lot of money and India have a massive immunization program. Okay, great. Now, not only this, ये जो RCS programs है इसमें ना ही हमने लोगों को इस तरह से अवेयर किया, बल्कि हमने एक और चीज की, and that is more critical. This is spreading awareness about sex abuse or sex related crimes. ठीक है, याद कीजिए हमने शुरू में ही बोला था कि for a reproductively healthy society, it is important that the people should be able to speak up, should be able to talk about the reproductive organs or about other reproductive practices, ठीक है, और माल प्रैक्टिसेस, इन सब के बारे में वो खुल के बात कर सके. द सोसाइटी शुड नॉट बी जजिंग अ पर्टिकुलर जेंडर ऑन दिस. ठीक है, जैसे कि आज के डेट में इंडिया में क्या है, अगर आप रूरल एरियाज में जाएंगे तो वहां पे एक फीमेल अगर सेक्स की विक्टिम भी है, शी इज अ विक्टिम ऑफ सेक्सुअल अब्यूज, स्टिल इफ शी कम्स एंड स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, अगर इस मामले को वो उछालती है तो सोसाइटी का ऐसा मानना है कि उसी की बदनामी हो रही है. ठीक है, जो मेल काउंटर पार्ट है उसका तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. और एक्चुअली सोसाइटी इसी तरह से ऑपरेट भी कर रही है वहां पे. ठीक है, जिस फीमेल ने उछाला अल्टीमेटली उसी का लॉस हो जाता है, और जो मेल है उसको थोड़े दिनों कुछ होता है, उसके बाद से फिर एवरीथिंग इज नॉर्मल. सो इट इज वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट कि ऐसे सोसाइटीज में कि लोगों को एजुकेट किया जाए, लोगों को बताया जाए. अच्छा, ऐसे सोसाइटीज में सिंस इस तरह के प्रैक्टिसेस हैं कि फीमेल इज ऑलवेज द सफरर, जो फीमेल्स हैं दे डू नॉट have courage to openly discuss about these things, है ना, no matter how badly they are treated or how bad the sexual abuse is, or for whether they are going through sexual abuse for a prolonged period. ठीक है, वो दे झेल रही हैं, आए दिन पे झेल रही हैं, but still they do not dare to come up and speak about it. क्यों? Because they know that ultimately it will be a stigma to their own character, to their own character. ठीक है, this society will not do justice to them. ठीक है, तो ऐसे चीज को, ऐसे मिथ को ब्रेक करना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि जो सेक्सुअल अब्यूज है ऐसी सोसाइटी ने इसीलिए बना दिया है so that they will never speak up and they keep on abusing or exploiting the females. Okay, so it is very important for the females to come up and speak so that this chain can be broken. है ना, जब तक ये चेन ब्रेक नहीं होगा तब तक ये कभी खत्म भी नहीं होगा. Okay, so one aspect of this RCS program was to spread awareness about the sexual abuse as well as the sex-related crimes. Okay, to educate such women or even men. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि sexual abuse is only for females. Even boys undergo sexual abuse. Okay, so they started educating such people to bring these up, to bring these cases of sexual abuse, to talk about them. Okay, also many children or many women undergo depression because of such things. So how to address such problems, how to address sexual abuse, how to get over of it, how to stop it or to prevent it, ये सारे methods उनको बताए जाते हैं. और अगर ऐसा हो रहा है तो where to go, how the government can help. ठीक है, तो ये सारी पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन भी दी जाती है about sexual abuse or sex related crimes, and it is very very important. Okay, now this is the first part of RCS programs, to educate the people, okay, about the reproductive health of the reproductive organs, or about pregnancy, about the mother, the child, okay, physical, mental, emotional health. Not only this, to encourage people to talk about the sexual abuses, crimes, okay, what to do, how to address with such problems. Okay, this was one aspect. The second aspect of RCS program is to develop the medical infrastructure. Okay, now see, once you are saying that we are going to take care of the pregnant women, about the children, okay, the mother and the newborn. Okay, you are going to provide them with the methods of contraception, if required abortion. You are going to check the health of the developing fetus. Now these all things require medical facilities. ठीक है, ये सब कुछ कहने से तो नहीं होगा, राइट? इस सब के लिए क्या चाहिए? मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज चाहिए, और इस मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में फैसिलिटीज भी आ रही हैं और साथ में प्रोफेशनल्स भी आ रहे हैं, राइट? सो facilities and the professionals. When we are talking of professionals, obviously we are talking about doctors, trained nurses, ठीक है, paramedics, ये सबको आना पड़ेगा in this infrastructure, so called medical infrastructure. ठीक है? So the other aspect of RCS program is to develop medical infrastructure throughout the country so that these infrastructure are equipped to take care of the pregnant women. Okay, the pregnancy, delivery, right? That is the act of childbirth, parturition को करने के लिए, to take care of the sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, so sexually transmitted diseases like HIV, okay, or what you call AIDS, or gonorrhea, syphilis, things like that. Okay, so STDs, if required, to carry out the abortion procedures, to educate and to carry out the contraceptive procedures or pills or whatsoever is required. We will see in the next video lecture about different methods of contraception, and we will see some required, some small procedures, some do not. Okay, so in either case we need some medical infrastructures or professionals or guidance of a health professional to use some of the contraceptive methods. So for that, again, to develop the medical infrastructure. Not only that, when we talk about female, most of the females, once in a while they undergo or go through the menstrual problems. So there should be medical infrastructure to take care of these menstrual problems, okay, or the problems of infertility. ठीक है, तो बहुत सारे ऐसे भी लोग होते हैं जिनको फर्टिलिटी इश्यूज होती हैं, कपल्स होते हैं, दे वांट टू प्रोड्यूस देयर ओन बेबीज बट दे आर अनेबल टू डू सो, और इसी को हम क्या कहते हैं? इनफर्टिलिटी. ठीक है, तो इनफर्टिलिटी भी एक प्रॉब्लम है, इसको भी टैकल करने के लिए हमें क्या चाहिए? मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. ठीक है, ग्रेट. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, जब ये सारी चीजें हम देख रहे हैं, तो जो मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है ऑल्सो डेवलप्ड टू मॉनिटर, to take care of the developing fetus in the pregnant women. Okay, तो जो fetus develop हो रहा है, obviously what we want as a nation is to have a healthy population, right? और healthy population के लिए बहुत जरूरी है कि एक healthy बच्चे का जन्म हो, correct? अगर मान लीजिए कि एक couple है and उनका जो बच्चा है, suppose he or she is suffering from a genetic disorder. Now it is something very अनप्लेजेंट. ओके, ये कुछ ऐसा है जो कि कोई नहीं चाहता है. ठीक है, तो ऐसे केसेस में वी नीड टू हैव मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सो दैट वी कैन स्कैन द fetus and we know before childbirth if the fetus is healthy or he or she is suffering through certain disorders. Okay, if these disorders are treatable, then it's well and good. If they are non-treatable, then it is the right of the parent to take a decision whether they want to continue or they want to abort such pregnancies. ठीक है, लेकिन ये सब कुछ तो तब होगा ना when you scan the developing fetus और आपको पता हो, आप पता कर पाए कि उसको कोई प्रॉब्लम है या नहीं है. तो इस चीज को करने के लिए भी मेथड्स हैं. ओके, नाउ द fetus can be scanned for various genetic disorders such as Down syndrome, hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, Patau syndrome, Edwards syndrome, etc. है ना? तो इन सब के लिए हम जब बच्चा अपने माँ के womb में होता है, when he or she is still a fetus, we can do it. है ना? और ये सब करने के लिए कुछ मेथड्स हैं, जैसे कि एक मेथड है amniocentesis. अब amniocentesis में हम करते क्या है, याद कीजिए, जो इम्ब्रियो है उसके बाहर एक्स्ट्रा एम्ब्रियोनिक मेम्ब्रेन से एक मेम्ब्रेन था एमनियन. ओके, और एमनियोटिक कैविटी बना रहा था. वो एमनियोटिक कैविटी में वो एमनियोटिक फ्लूइड भरा हुआ था जिसमें कि द फीटस वाज स्विमिंग, right? And I told you there that this amniotic fluid contains some of the cells of the fetus. ठीक है, तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग in the process of amniocentesis, we take small volume of this amniotic fluid, and in that fluid we hunt for these fetal cells. When we get these fetal cells, we take out its nucleus and analyze the chromosomes. By analyzing the chromosome, by analyzing the DNA, we can figure out if the developing fetus has any genetic disorder or not. ठीक है, अगर कोई genetic disorder निकलता है तो we intimate the parents, and if we ask if they want to continue or they do not. We tell them all the possibilities. If they want to go with it, well and good. If not, they can abort. ठीक है, वैसे आपको बता दूं कि abortion in our country is illegal, but the government allows in certain medical conditions, okay, and the conditions of genetic disorder is one such condition. ठीक है, अगर मान लीजिए कि किसी fetus को कोई problem है, ऐसा genetic disorder है, then they can get consent to abort this child, and that will be a legal process. Okay, ऐसे abortion is illegal in our country. Apart from that, in case of rape victims, okay, there also the mother can abort if she wants. Okay, so there are certain conditions in which the abortion is legal, else it is illegal in our country. Okay, so amniocentesis is one such method by which we can find out if the developing fetus is healthy or he or she is suffering from any genetic disorder. Now, one disadvantage of amniocentesis is when we are studying about the chromosomes, obviously we can figure out if the embryo has XX or XY. That is, if they have XY, it's a male. If it is XX, then it's a female. Correct? So in a way, through amniocentesis, we can figure out the sex of the fetus. Okay? Now, you know that in India, in our society, male and female are not treated equally. Okay? There are a lot of couples who preferably wants male kid and they do not want female kid. Okay, and there was a time in India when amniocentesis was misused, okay, to figure out the sex or the gender of the developing fetus, and if it was found to be a female, many couples opted to kill this fetus, okay, kill this female fetus, or you can say, in other words, we call them, they abort this fetus. Okay, now this act of aborting the female fetus is like killing the female fetus. Okay, and this is called feticide. This is called feticide, or precisely it is called female feticide. Okay, so this sex determination led to the female feticide. Okay, and because of large scale of female feticide in our country, the sex ratio of our country became bad as in it became imbalanced. The ratio changed. Okay, and it became worse. In certain states, the sex ratio has changed to like less than 900 female per 1,000 male. Okay, so it is a huge disparity between the number of male and female. Okay, now citing such problems, the government of India later banned the sex determination. Okay, and therefore in India the sex determination is banned. Okay, so nobody can determine the sex of the fetus by any method in this country, and it's a very good move. Okay, it was required to put an end to a crime like female feticide. Okay, I'm using the word crime because it is a crime. Okay, to stop female feticide and to improve the sex ratio of our country. Okay, not only this, now there are other methods as well by which one can figure out if the developing fetus has any genetic abnormality. Okay, and one such method is Anomaly Scan. Okay, which is basically a 3D ultrasound scan. It is called It is called Anomaly Scan. Okay, now in this scan, by looking at the shoulder area and the neck area, the doctor can judge if the fetus can probably have some genetic disorder or not. If he or she has chances of genetic disorder, then the doctor can go for amniocentesis. Okay, great. Now, even using ultrasound scans in later pregnancy, okay, in second or late second trimester or early third trimester of pregnancy, the gender of the fetus can be determined. Okay. Now, again, if the gender of the fetus can be determined, it can lead to the female feticide. Okay, and in order to put an end to this process, the government has put ban on sex determination not only by amniocentesis or through ultrasound, by any other medical technique. Okay, so no any medical technique in India can be used to determine the sex of the developing fetus. Okay. Finally, what we see is under RCS programs, okay, the government of India has launched a massive immunization program. Okay, this immunization program actually includes the immunization of the newborn to like 5-year-old kids to up to 11-year kids. Okay, so government provide them vaccines for free so that these new race of our country remain free of diseases, they remain healthy and can be an asset to the country, can be the human resource for the country. Okay, so for the well-being of our population, the government under RCS programs provide immunization, and it is a massive program. It requires a lot of money. Okay, and you can judge by the pulse polio program how massive immunization program is in India. Okay, so pulse polio is a part of this massive immunization program in which government provides free immunization or free OPV, that is oral polio vaccine. Okay, OPV, ठीक है, to each and every children of our country. ठीक है, और ये बहुत राउंड्स में होता है, and because of this the incidences of polio has decreased drastically in India. In fact, India has become polio free. ठीक है. Not only this, under this immunization program, the government provides free vaccination for a lot of diseases such as TB, cholera, diphtheria, measles, okay, a lot of diseases. Great. So it's a very good thing. The RCS programs are really a boon for the reproductive health of our country, and government of India is doing a credible job here. Now, this was the first and introductory part of this lecture. What we really have to study or we have to focus on in this chapter is about the different contraceptive methods and the ART, that is assisted reproductive techniques. We will start from the next video lecture about the contraceptive methods. Well, so stay tuned and take a very good care of yourself. We will meet in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.